Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Guys, I'm doing off because I'm having a wonderful day on this 27th of November 2024 that I had a drink I don't fuck. Today we're checking out Cobra Kai season 1, episode number 4. And it's funny because I have notes. And, well, I wish I could show you the notes of this video. So I guess you're gonna have to check out the tower playthrough of today. But yeah, so we have the episode number 4. And the way it starts, the way I wrote it, listen. It's funny because you want to do like a nice recap, right? But then you're like, I took notes, but those notes doesn't make any sense. So what I wrote is, Rhea is badly injured by Kyler, right? Which, ultimately speaking, is actually a good thing. We did a video about inner peace, right? Not even an hour ago, not even a couple minutes ago. This was the video we did just before that. Inner peace. And the fact that Rhea is badly injured, it's like, dude, I want to try, I want to try more. I really want to push myself forward into becoming a better fighter because fuck Kyler. And it's even though you can say, oh, Ink, fuck Kyler isn't something very kind, right? But ultimately speaking, fuck Kyler. He's a bully and fuck bullies, right? Even though in your life, if you don't have a bully, you don't have adversity. You don't have adversity, you don't move on in life. So yeah, so the fact that Kyler beats him, I think it was needed for Rhea. We have a giant penis billboard, which is exactly what I wrote. Rhea's likely injured, but his mom is like, no more training. His mom, she's like, okay, well, guess what? He got injured doing karate. I don't want to do karate, and I think it's very motherly like. But what I really enjoy here, what I really enjoy is as a viewer, you can see that Lawrence is working towards. By the way, taking a small break from the video, I'm gonna congratulate Ralph Macchio, or Macchiao, or Ralph Macchio, I don't fucking know, which is the Mr. LaRusso, Daniel LaRusso, right, for his star on the Hollywood Boulevard. So congratulations. Talk about Cobra Kai, why not talk about one of his main character, getting a star on the Hollywood Boulevard, which is a pretty fucking big deal if you ask me. What I like here is as a viewer, we know that Lawrence really cares about Rhea. Really cares. And you see, it doesn't feel like a forced friendship. It doesn't feel like a forced relationship. It does feel very genuine. And once again, I think we explored that as to why in my recap last week. And the fact that Jonathan, Lawrence is, I don't even know his first name, I'm sorry. He regrets the relationship that he had with his son, which was closer to his son. And Rhea wish she had a father figure. So they're both coming in into take care of not necessarily a need, but coming into this is a lacking part of each other's life. I end up liking you, you like me. By being together, we both fix that need, and that's amazing. So the mom is like, no. And the really cool thing is you can be not so. The beautiful thing about this scene is you understand the mom for being worried. My mom is also super pampering. I think it's very motherly like. I think a father will understand a bit more that you need to go out there to explore, but for a mom it's harder, you know. I carried you for 9 months, but if I could have carried you for 18 years. Just saying. His mom, she and you understand the mom for feeling that way, but then the grandma who's actually pushing, and the yaya, which is the word they use. I don't know if it's grandma in Spanish. I don't know, but it's actually pretty cool because she's like, no, he needs to go, and it's cool because you have the different mentality, and what is really nice, and again, I know I'm taking a lot of time on this specific thing, but this specific thing talk to me. I think, I think karate, although it's a beautiful art, I think it's very old school. I was talking about in last week episode recap how karate was a way of life, right? And it's a very old school way of life. It's like it's not necessarily knighthood, but it can be compared to knighthood. So the fact that the grandma understands the mentality behind it. It shows that, okay, well, maybe it's old school, but it's something that has been proven multiple times, again and again. Lawrence convinced her, and the way he convinced her is, you understand, and it's amazing because we're only in episode number 4, and the pacing of the show is crazy because in episode number 4, you would have been led to believe that Lawrence is an asshole that doesn't care. but he does care about Rhea. And ultimately speaking, even though he only cares about Rhea, he cares about him, which means caring about nobody but himself, which is the case of the first episode, right? I've kind of seen that is a growth in character. And what I love about the scene is, yes, it's a show about karate, but Lawrence is like, don't trust the sport, trust me, right? And I like that, but more so it does push towards Lawrence being close to the family of Rhea. And I don't remember if it pushes forward, I don't know if they, through the idea, I know for a little bit of time they were pushing the idea of Lawrence and Rhea mom together. I know they were pushing this idea. I don't know, I'm not sure how far it went. But still, Sam friend. Okay, cool. I called her Sam friend as a new student, and I didn't know that the name of the second student of Rhea. And the second student of Rhea is actually this is why, and first part of this recap you can tell, and if you couldn't tell, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I do prefer Lawrence to LaRusso. I'm not gonna be here and tell you, look, I fucking love Lawrence the whole show more than LaRusso. Besides, in the later season, it does feel like the show's more about LaRusso than Lawrence. Which is possibly because the show's about Miyagi-Do and the mentality of the Miyagi-Do versus the bad guy who were Cobra Kai. I don't know. And since LaRusso represents Miyagi-Do, then its ideal or ideology is more pronounced here. I don't know. But we have the Sam friend, which is the new students, and he's like, and he doesn't want to train her because she's a woman, which is kind of cool because in the first episode he did some borderline racist remarks, and the Sam friend, sorry I don't remember your name, she's black, so it could have been like, okay, well, this is another racist remark. It's like, nah, she's a chick, she cannot do it. It's a whole mentality. It's a very, very old mentality. But you see Rhea, and Rhea pushes him to say, yo, she's plenty of cash. She's plenty of cash. And ultimately speaking, this scene, I don't know if you're supposed to like Lawrence or you're supposed to hate Lawrence, but ultimately speaking, you're supposed to feel like, okay, well, he trusts Rhea more than he lets on. And if Rhea tells him, yo, do it, he's gonna do it. Which is actually kind of cool, because that's kind of what you want to get. That's without being what you want exactly. That's kind of what you're looking for this reaction. I think if you look at the Karate Kid, the first trilogy of movie, I feel like the beauty of the movie isn't Miyagi, isn't the karate, isn't it's most likely that Daniel LaRusso grown up to be not necessarily a fighter, but a man that you don't not necessarily fuck with, but you like. I can take care of myself, which is the goal of karate, taking care of yourself, not attacking but defending yourself, not attacking people but defending the people that you love, right? And but I think the beauty of the first Karate Kid movie is the relationship between Miyagi and LaRusso, because once again Miyagi did so much for the kid, but in a lot of ways, and spoiler alert, we learned that Miyagi needed to be healed. He did something in the last tournament. I'm not gonna say what. Something happened during one of his fights that changed him forever. They kind of needed that healing, and this is why the show is so good. It's because once again you have a relationship of I need you, you need me, and it's just that. This is also evolution for Lawrence because he's more open-minded, which is good. And even though we don't care if it's more open-minded because Rhea told him to do it. All that matters is at the end he does the right thing and gets her. And it's funny because the first argument that Rhea used is she's getting bullied, which if you guys remember, the whole reason that they got together, Lawrence and Rhea, was because Rhea was getting bullied, which is actually kind of cool. Which is cool because like you help me out, you're gonna help her out. This episode is actually one of the better one of the first season. Okay, because she's a girl that also faced a team for branding. Okay, cool. LaRusso faced a team for branding. Sorry, I listened to it last week. I was very busy. He faced a team for branding, which is again is car show, and it doesn't serve a lot of purpose via the movie, but it does serve a purpose in the fact that LaRusso still has his fighting spirit. and because he still have this fighting spirits, ultimately when Lauren's gonna want to fight, he's still there. You know, I think the show is more so trying to say, yo, there's still that fighter, Larusso. There is still a fighter. He talked about the because in the last episode they were talking about how he missed training his daughter. It wasn't how he missed karate, but he was missed training his daughter, which is also kind of cool, because you can tell, okay, this is still a guy. And once again, you in the first episode you're led to believe that Lawrence is the guy who says about karate, but then you realize that no, he kind of moved on. He still do karate, but if he didn't need if he didn't need the cash, he would have not done so, right? The whole purpose is, okay, I need cash, I'm gonna open up a dojo. So LaRusso is more so like, okay, well, this is still the case. So he goes to the other team, and the other team, he believes that they draw the giant penises. There's no S. I don't know why I said with S. I think it's funnier if there's penises than a penis. That sounded weird, right? Okay. Okay. And because they did that, it's like, okay, you want to go to war, let's go to war, which is not this is not the goal of the penis billboard. It's just because there's two people. And once again, this is kind of my problem with LaRusso in itself. I'm sorry, I'm playing the tower, which is right here. Hello. Right here. Hello, which is in this phone, this very, very phone. And LaRusso we're led to believe that, oh, he has his perfect life, but he doesn't. He kind of have not necessarily a shitty life, but not a perfect life, which is, we don't want a character with a perfect life. We want a character that's going through shit. That way we can heal together and we can observe, like, how did he solve this, you know, which I think is more important than just like, oh, woe is me. It's not, no, woe is me, let's figure shit out together. So we have another team for Branding, right? Robbie is more problem. Robbie constantly being a problem in Lauren's life, and I think it serves like a really good purpose for both characters, actually. So you could tell that Robbie's a fuck up. So ultimately speaking, Robbie's this. I had a problem with Robbie last time, but I have just character that I don't like till the very end. The character that I do like after a while. Robbie, I don't like him at the beginning, but after that he becomes cool. Robbie is this problem kid that is looking for a mentor, and once again, I don't want to be like that guy. I think a mother can do a wonderful job raising a kid, but I think a boy, especially a boy, I think they need a father figure. Maybe a coach, maybe a teacher. I told you guys in multiple videos that I did before, not Cobra Kai, but multiple videos that I did before that, I had role model that was male, either at work, at school, in my personal life, musically speaking, in the content, in the media. I had role model that was male, more than I had female role model, because I had an amazing mom, but because I needed male role model. Just because you see men, you're a boy, you see men, and you're like, okay, well, if I want to be a man, I have to copy men, you know? That's just it. One of my favorite movies is Fight Club, which is the whole concept of it is that. So Robbie needed that, and Robbie started by being such a fuck up, right? Being such a fuck up, which is the underdog. We have a fuck up to one of the best students of the show, one of the best fighters of the show, but it's also as Lawrence, Robbie constantly getting in trouble, Robbie constantly failing, Robbie constantly being, constantly reminding Lawrence of his responsibility or his failed responsibility as a dad. I think it's very important. It's not so much, oh, you didn't do a good job as a dad. Is you didn't do your job, and because you didn't do your job, there's consequences, and those consequences, your son, not once, not twice, multiple times. We have a theater scene where Kyler is. It's nice because Cobra Kai, and I'm meaning this respectfully, but Cobra Kai is more so aimed at young adult, but the writing is actually pretty good. So Kyler, know that he's a bully, right? But you in high school you experience bully, and you're like, okay, well, I don't like Kyler, but I kind of understand that there's need to be a bully at school. But then you have the theater scene where you try to get it on with Sam. Ultimately speaking, we kind of knew that was gonna happen, because he said so at the Halloween scene. He was like, "Oh, I wanted to get with her," but now he's being forceful. And this scene serves two purposes: the villainization of Kyler, but it's also the showcase of Sam being a good fighter. Sam is able to push him away and say, "Fuck you," and I think if anything, that's a good point for Sam. And I think if anything, Sam in the first season and the second season, is really pushing toward the ideal of my father's a great fighter. He taught me how to fight, and I don't know if I want to focus on a more popular lifestyle, or I want to keep on that those roots of me being the daughter of a fighter. So kind of gets NZ. Sam, she's super strong, right? Russo goes to the competition for the penis billboard, which is kind of cool. The whole scene is, see, it's LaRusso. LaRusso is this weird character, and multiple times during the show right now, so far, I mean, is LaRusso constantly get pushed and pushed. Maybe with Lawrence, maybe with that competition, maybe with his kids, which is Tony and Sam, and oh my god, dude, I'm getting constantly pushed, and then it constantly get pushed, and then he fights back, right? Which is supposed to be a good thing, because you shouldn't fight anybody that fucks with you. But it also seemed like a bad thing because you constantly see him getting pushed around, and you're supposed to respect LaRusso, you're supposed to respect Lawrence. That's what the show is about. The earlier season, at least. Am I more Team Miyagi-Do or am I Team Cobra Kai? Right? No surrender, take no mercy. But ultimately speaking, I don't think it's Miyagi-Do versus Cobra Kai. I think it's Lawrence versus LaRusso, right? Rhea is back. Rhea is back and the school, which is actually kind of cool because now he has 2 students, and Rhea needs to be back. Because is the voice of reason of Lawrence, right? Without the voice of reason of Lawrence, I'm sad to say, the Cobra Kai dojo is finished. Russo is led to think is Lawrence is behind the penis billboard, which is not true. We know it's not true, but still. I also think it's true, so fuck him. Not fuck Lawrence, but LaRusso's like, no, not fuck LaRusso. LaRusso, which is led to believe Lawrence did it, so fuck Lawrence, right? We got more intense training with Rhea, right? We haven't seen a really beautiful scene that is, once again, I think the pacing, I think the continuity is Cobra Kai biggest strength. From season 1 to I think I've watched till season 5, but I'm not sure. The last episode I watched, they were fighting against Silver. And what is really cool in that one, what is really cool here is Robbie, right, sees his father teaching another kid. And again, it's not about sex. It's not about sex. That's not the thing. But here's his dad, who's taking care of another boy his age. So did you replace me? And ultimately, where that leads, Robbie leads to the Miyagi-Do. It leads to LaRusso. Which is, spoiler alert, very much show the meaning of the show. Once again, I'm going to repeat myself, but it's the mentality of the Miyagi-Do and the Cobra Kai dojo. And some of the students, they could use more of the Cobra Kai. That's what I don't like about the show. The cool thing about the show is, for the longest time, we have the rivalry between Miyagi and between Lawrence, the Cobra. And it's like, okay, well, this student, there's 2 groups of students. One fight for Miyagi, one fight for Lawrence, right? And the cool thing about it is, in both camp, you have people that you like. It's like, okay, well, I do like some of the members of Miyagi, and I do like some of the members of Cobra Kai. There's a lot of members that I don't like in Cobra Kai. There's a lot of members I don't like in LaRusso, but still, I get to feel both of them. And some of the students, Robbie included, it's actually really interesting because you almost have to do a character analysis. You kind of have to understand who Robbie is. To understand, okay, well, he kind of needs Miyagi, right? Now, ultimately, what you think doesn't matter, because every single one of these students are going to get to be a dojo that they're assigned to, but it's still important. Robbie seeing his father with another kid, which sounds super weird, push him to want to make him jealous, and he goes to LaRusso. And ultimately speaking, this is possibly the best thing that he could have done. And the sad thing about Robbie is understanding that he needed a father, but his father wasn't the right father. LaRusso was the better role model for Robbie. Not because LaRusso a better role model and all be all, but more so because he understood Robbie and he was the complete opposite, so there was a balance. Right, we have LaRusso who's trying out to buy the owner. So LaRusso wants to defeat Lawrence. I know they're gonna defeat Lawrence, but he has cash. So he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna buy the owner, and because I buy the owner, I'm gonna kick out Lawrence. See, and the mentality of fighting, but almost in a submissive way. We have the Lawrence relationship again with Rhea being so cool. Sam, she loses fan because Kyler went behind her back and say, "Oh, she's a slut, she's a whore." Sorry, Sam. She wanted to sleep with me, which is not true. We know it's not true as viewer, but people believe Kyler, and then they say, "Oh, you're easy, it's yucky," which is not true. And then because of that, she loses friend, and Sam is in a position where she's looking for a new friend, which ultimately leads her to become friend with Rhea, which ultimately leads her to a relationship, which is cool. The website for Cobra is sick. Rhea showed the website for the Cobra Kai, which is cool because Lawrence would have not done it, but it's once again the bromance between Rhea and Lawrence saying, "Hey, I'm gonna help you any way I can, and I know that you're gonna help me any way you can't." It's to rely on each other. It's a beautiful thing. I think it's in this one. Yeah. No, it's not in this one. In the next one, the Rhea Lawrence friendship goes to the next level, and it makes me tear up. The Cobra Kai is sick. Lawrence needs cash, right? Lawrence is needing cash. It's he's starting to have more and more bills, and the dojo is not working well. Which is I think it's depicting the urgency of Lawrence more than a real problem. It's like, oh, I need to make cash right now. I think it's kind of cool. Need cash. LaRusso and Lawrence, they meet again, right? They meet in a store, and it's this scene. This scene was one of the first things that I don't like. And again, it goes not necessarily for my hatred for LaRusso, but my preference for Lawrence. LaRusso comes in, and he comes in with bad intention. He comes in with the intention of buying the place to kick Lawrence out. But Lawrence is there, and LaRusso's like, "Yo, did you follow me?" No, bro. No, bro. You came into his turf to buy the dojo to kick him out. You're the asshole here. He isn't the asshole. Lawrence doesn't give a shit about you, right? But hey, what am I to say? Kyler bully Sam, right? He's in the he's really bullying her. He's talking about the penis billboard and say, "Oh, she like your dad." And Rhea steps up. And once again, I think the fact that Rhea got beat up by Kyler makes this scene even better. It's even more awesome because this time Rhea beats Kyler, right? And it ultimately is a very narratively cornerstone of the show because it pushes Kyler to strain, it pushes Rhea to strain. But this is also filmed, and this is what's going to get to Lawrence all of his students. They know he's in Cobra Kai Dojo, because he's Cobra Kai Dojo and he was able to send up the bullies. It inspired other kids, which makes Rhea kind of like a badass. He inspires other kids to get better, which is something that nobody did in the show yet. Even the parent figure, which is LaRusso and Lawrence, weren't able to inspire the kid to do the karate, you know? Fucks up. Lawrence is really proud. It's really cool because he's proud of Rhea, and it's also like, again, I don't think it's father figure. I don't think it's I think it's more like an uncle figure, the cool uncle that you can tell your stuff to. That he's not gonna get mad at you. It's a bit nicer than your parents, but he's still somewhat of an authority figure. Rhea grandma is proud, good for him, which is really cool because the school calls his home and it's Yaya. She answers and she's like, no, I'm not gonna tell this shit to your mom. You're good. You're up back in the dojo. You're good. Russo visit the cemeteries of Miyagi, the tomb, the tombstone. I don't know. I don't know how you say it in English. The gravesite, I guess, of Miyagi, and it's really sad because LaRusso, you realize that he needed Miyagi. See, Miyagi did so much for LaRusso, but he also pampered him, and you gotta get the reality of LaRusso really worshipped that guy. Really worship Miyagi, and Without Miyagi, he's kind of lost. He's kind of lost, which sucks. Which really sucks because the goal of a role model is to let you fly, but then you cannot blame Miyagi, and you cannot blame Naruto. So it sucks to say that he still misses Miyagi. You know. Rhea gets ton of new. Lawrence gets ton of new students. For Lawrence, no, Rhea gets ton of students for Lawrence, right? And it's kind of cool because we saw not even a couple of scenes ago we saw that Lawrence had issues with money, so this kind of served the purpose of yo, you're good now. And Larusso really gets back into karate. He builds a dojo back in his house, which is possibly a small step, but ultimately speaking, is finding inner peace. Is finding back that fighter spirit, right? Which is a good thing. Episode number 6, Cobra Kai is now super popular, right? And the first thing that Lawrence does is he keep being himself. And see, with Rhea kind of understand why he's like that. With the, I'm so sorry, I forgot her name. With the Sam friend, kind of the nerd. She gotta understand that he's like that. It's like, okay, maybe that's what I need, right? But other kids are like, no, fuck you, you're not gonna talk shit to me. And he loses student, and he loses student, and he loses student. Which is, it's kind of shitty because you're like, bro, you're not helping yourself. But at the very end, he has a realization, and it's kind of cool because this scene leads to another, and that other scene is a lot better. He's old school, right? You still manage to get a solid dojo. So you get Ock, you get that's pretty much it, sadly. That's pretty much it, sadly. We have more of the Rhea Lawrence bromance, right? You got Johnny getting that father figure with LaRusso. Okay, cool. So we have more of the Lawrence bromance, and I believe that episode, but I don't know if I wrote it correctly. No. This is the next episode. I took less notes here. More so the bromance where Rhea is telling Lawrence, yo, you're losing customer, you have to change. And Lawrence being like, no, fuck them. If they don't want to embrace what I'm saying, they can leave. I don't need them. Which is true, but you gotta do. we get Johnny, which is a kid of Johnny Lawrence. And then he's going to work for LaRusso, and ultimately speaking, is to make his father mad. But LaRusso is a good role model to him. So we have a really, and what I like about this scene is, to me, LaRusso becomes interesting when he trains Robbie, because Robbie needs the father figure, and LaRusso was generous, and like he's too generous with the kid. And ultimately speaking, you could be one of those people that believe that, they believe there's some truth to it ultimately, but you can think that he does that because he doesn't have the best relationship with his kids. But I think that he does what Miyagi did for him because he know how much it meant to him, so maybe wants to help another kid, right? More Sam bullying, right? Rhea once again kick his ass. We got why Lawrence is an asshole. We got this scene of why Lawrence is an asshole, how much his stepfather kind of put him down, and how much Lawrence really struggled with being himself, and he saw the Kawaikai and he saw them as badass, like I need to be them, right? The likelihood or the feeling of I need to be a Kawaikai came from a feeling that I don't like who I am, so what can I do? Hell yeah, we got Y. Okay, perfect. We also have the birth of Ock, and the birth of Ock is super nice. And again, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but so the actor has a griff lips, which is when a kid needs some skin and they put skin together, just leave the scars. And Lawrence makes fun of him for that, and you know that Eli, which is Ock, gets bullied for that. But instead of letting himself get bullied, he fights back. That's why he becomes Ock, and that's why a lot of people like Ock. Ock is one of those characters that's kind of hate, you kind of like. A lot of people, they hate Hawk because of what he did to the Medal of War of Miyagi. But I do like Ock because it's like, okay, well, guess what? I need to be stronger. And I don't know where to stop. I don't know the balance between strength and allowing people to be the way they are. Comes in, he becomes a kind of a bully, but it's possibly the character with the most development. So he becomes a bully, he becomes an asshole, but then he realizes that what he does is not cool. Because he realizes that what he does is not cool, he changes back to being a good guy. But this time he's a cool, strong, good guy. So it's better, it's still some improvement over the last version of the character. And ultimately speaking, if you look at the Cobra Dojo, in terms of strength, it's possibly Rhea and Ock versus everyone else. We got Okay, I skipped it. Nice, 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 nice. Seven. We're at the tournament, so we had the ID for tournament. So Lawrence getting the student that he had is, I don't think it's enough. They don't really explain as to why he wants to go to the tournament, but he wants to go to tournaments, but he's banned. So he has a nervous meeting where he has to fight off his case of Cobra Kai is part of the tournament because they got banned. They got banned for, and it's really cool because they got banned for the event that happened in the movie. It's like, oh yeah, this is a Karate Kid sequel. And ultimately speaking, it doesn't really matter if you like. Oops, what did I do? What did I do? My apologies. Won't be long. Doing the tower at the same time. Ooh, what am I doing here? Ultimately speaking, you remember that. Okay, well, there was the complete story before that. It was a complete show, and even if you didn't see the show, there's a complete show. I know I'm repeating myself and I'm doing two things at once. I should press pause, but fuck it. I'm almost done already. 17, 16, 13, 11. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, we're good. We have the tournament, so it's kind of cool because they're not allowed, and I think it means a lot to Lawrence. Even if there's, I could say there's a monetary reason, but even if there's more than that, I don't know. It's hard to say. We got the 7. We got tournament. Rhea and Sam date. Okay, so Rhea really likes Sam, and she likes him too, which is kind of cool because they become lab partner because again Sam is being a reject, become lab partner, and there's kind of like a romance, kind of friendship, but more so aiming to the romance. And Sam, okay, the good guy here for Sam was Rhea, but since she gave Kyler a chance and Kyler just hurt her, then it hurts Rhea's chance. And again, it's kind of cool because she tells him no, and Rhea kind of like, okay, fuck it. She said no, right? But because he listened to Lawrence and he remembered what Lawrence told him, he pushes forward the idea of, no, let's go on a date. And it's super cool. It's super cool because when I did say, when we get the version of why Lawrence is an asshole, it is so fucking cool. It is so cool. We got the, no, I think it's in episode 8. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Tournament Rhea, we're gonna do that in episode number 8, which I didn't take notes for, but I remember. Tournament Rhea and Sam date. It's a really cool date. It's a really sweet date, and then the kiss, which is a good moment. LaRusso being a father figure to Robbie, and it's really in this one that we see with Robbie cleaning cars the way that Miyagi did the wax on wax off the fence. We see Robbie having issues with the bonsai, which LaRusso helps him out, right? So it's really good father figuring, and once again, it's not necessarily, oh, he's a good father. I like the LaRusso version. I like the LaRusso relationship between him and Robbie, but it's not so much, oh, you're a good father. It's more so you're the exact father that Robbie needs. You see, Lawrence, if he would take care of Robbie wouldn't do better. But since LaRusso take care of Robbie, which is a conflicting ideal, it really helps out. Robbie making the right choice. We have the audience. Okay. Robbie making the right choice. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. So all of his friends are saying, "Yo, LaRusso full of cash. We wanna steal from him." And then Robbie's like, "Yo, okay, I'll help you out." But then at in that moment of the robbery, they're like, "No. I'm not gonna do it. Fuck that. I'm not gonna do it." We have the audience, which is the audience of Johnny saying, "Yo, I need to reopen the Cobra Kai dojo." And once again, LaRusso is there, so he's trying to stop him. But Lawrence is able to convince them, and he's able to say, "Yo, I'm not Cobra Kai. I'm better than these people." The Cobra Kai mentality, and this is really cool because yes, it's an audience, but it's ultimately how Lawrence feel about the Cobra Kai. He's like, yeah, Cobra Kai was a problem. Yes, Cobra Kai did some mistake. Yes, some of the mistake I was part of, which he was. But ultimately speaking, it's more so. It's more so. My apologies. It's more so the. It's complicated, dude. It's more so how he feels, and he's being truthful and being genuine, and that's why he gets the tournament back, which is actually really cool. It's really sweet one between Lawrence and Rhea, where it will accomplish. It's absolutely super nice. So Rhea come back from the dates, which meant a lot to him, and Lawrence come back from the audience, which really means a lot for him. The first thing he said is like, "Yo, who's the man?" And then Lawrence is like, "I'm the man." Wait, are you the man too? Which is super nice, and then they both celebrate. And it's fucking nice. It's so fucking nice because you really see that they care for each other. These two actors have chemistry like no others. The last time I saw that chemistry between a young man and a adult was possibly Harry Potter and the prisoner of no Order of the Phoenix, which between Harry Potter and Sirius Black. It's a really sweet moment, and the best moment is Lawrence. He gives alcohol to Rhea, which isn't the best moment because that's underage drinking. But the guy's in high school, bro. He's not 21. 21, can you do some for me? That's pretty much it. So yeah, episode number 8, which I didn't take note, but we're gonna go back to the whatchamacallits. We're gonna use the mentality of the Vendetta Dojo. Cobra Kai episode 8 is possibly one of my favorites. So the first thing that we saw is Rhea and Sam. There's a problem, and I think, and again, I'm biased towards Rhea, but Sam is a bit to blame here. So Sam, she kisses Rhea, so she feels that, okay, well, guess what? It feels like a relationship, but at the same time, Sam is right, because Sam, she's just getting bullied for dating a guy. She's not gonna tell the world that she's dating this other guy, and ultimately speaking, she doesn't even tell her father. Now, the reason why she doesn't tell her father is very simple. She knows that Rhea likes Lawrence. He really likes Lawrence, and Lawrence told her, Rhea told her, like, yo, this guy is a really good. He's a really good father figure. He's really important to me. So she knows that her father would improve the relationship. So, and you know what's insane? And I thought episode number 8. The reason why she doesn't tell her dad is because her dad wouldn't approve. And then Rhea tell Lawrence. Tell Lawrence. My apologies. Rhea tells Lawrence, and Lawrence doesn't approve. So she was right. She was right. Then we have the other part of Lawrence, and ultimately speaking, it's actually a very, very important moment. It's a very sweet moment too. So what happened is very simple. We have the event of the Karate Kid, and we always thought that no, it's complicated. Okay, it's very complicated. Okay. Let's put it that way. We were always led to believe that LaRusso was a good guy and Cobra Kai. Now, ultimately speaking, do I think that LaRusso was a good guy? Yes, I do think. I think Lawrence was an asshole. I think Lawrence was an asshole because he was under the influence of assholes, which is the classic thought of, if you hang up with assholes, you'll be an asshole. If you end up with good people, you'll be a good people. That's just the way the life works, right? With this, we have Lawrence's version of the fact. For example, the scene where LaRusso kind of steal his girlfriend, and yes, they were done, but Lawrence didn't think they were done, and because he doesn't think that they were done, he was like, yo, this is still my girl, she's still my girl, and you're stealing her from me. Everything chance that we had to fix things up, it won't happen, you know? And you really understand that he felt like LaRusso was stepping on his side, and it's kind of cool because they both think they're right. We know that LaRusso is right, but it doesn't stop Lawrence from believing that he wasn't completely wrong, which is also true. And it's kind of nice because it's a relationship between it's complicated. It's a beautiful thing, but it's complicated as fuck. So in one way, you got LaRusso, who is trying to be a good father figure to Rhea, and he's trying to be that guy that says, yo, this is why I didn't date that girl, this is why I got my heart broken. So he kind of tells Rhea not to be against LaRusso, but just for him to not get hurt. You see, in the scene, what is really cool is he completely forgot LaRusso. It's like, okay, that happened in the past, it's okay, we move on. But you see Rhea, and he doesn't want Rhea to get hurt, right? So like, okay, fuck it, yeah, I have no choice. So number 8, we also have the tournament. So in the tournament, we have a new training regimen. There is way harder, and it's kind of cool because you're seeing the completely unorthodox way of the Cobra Kai, but you're also seeing a bunch of kids have fun, which is kind of cool. There is this scene where there's a couple of scenes where Lawrence really pushes forward Rhea because he thinks that Rhea is a main. It's just bigger chance at the tournament. This is a bit where I kind of connect off Lawrence, because he has a bunch of new teachers, but he still treats Rhea like his best student. Like I understand that there's better students than others, but you didn't really give a chance to the other student to prove themselves, right? There's a really cool moment where we see the birth of Ock, where Ox comes in, and he had a lift, and Lawrence told him, yo, he made fun of him for that. So he said, have a tattoo, have a badass haircut to take away from the intention, from the attention that he's getting. And ultimately, that's what Hawk does. He does a it's a really good show. He does a complete 180. He changed the way he looks, and then he goes in, and Lawrence is like, "Yo, that's exactly what I was trying to say. Change yourself. Don't be pussy. Be badasses." And that's why he shows Eli, and Eli earned the respect of Lawrence, but it's still not enough to be like, okay, well, I got more than one student, right? You know that he had more than one student, but he still paid a lot of attention to Rhea, which is something I really enjoy. Because again, the friendship between those two is amazing. But at the same time, like, ugh, you know. When you got at number 8, we have more training. We have the scene. It ends up, the most important thing is there's two betrayal. Well, not true betrayal, but there's two bad moments that leads us to season 2. Because this is the end of season 1. The first event is Rhea goes to Sam. They say, "Yo, I'm the or he wants to tell to the father, I'm her boyfriend. That way he can date Sam," which is a cool thing because that's what Kyler did. And Kyler was an asshole. So Sam, she did that with Kyler, which is the proper thing to do. But with Rhea, she has her guard up, which is normal, right? Ultimately, Rhea sees that Robbie is there. He doesn't really realize that Robbie is a student. He's there for LaRusso, for Daniel, which is the father. It's like, okay, well, she's dating another guy, and that's why she doesn't want to become serious with me. She's dating 2 guys, right? Which is kind of, it's complicated. As an emotion, it's complicated because it's kind of against every single time that she was called a slut. He was like, no, she's a good person. She's chill. She's really chill. But then, with Lawrence is like, well, not really, bro. She kind of fucked you over, right? She kind of fucked you over. But then she see the scene, and because Lawrence said, "Yo, her father betrayed me," you think that she betrayed him. We have the brother of Daniel, who's a fuck up, goes in and towards the car of Lawrence. Now, ultimately speaking, there's a really good reason for that. Ultimately speaking, he's always seen as a guy who brings LaRusso problem. Lou is the brother. He's always making problem. He's always a fuck up. So kind of makes it up by torching the car of Lawrence. But Lawrence says, "Yo, you're with LaRusso. Fuck LaRusso. I'm gonna go after him." And this is how the season ends. Basically, that's it. Really good season. Really good start. In my mind, season 1 is possibly the strongest season of Cobra Kai. Some really good stuff. And thank you for watching. Most of all, thank you for watching. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. My apologies. Oh, what am I doing? 42 minutes. Shit.